Good morning and welcome back to Self-Care Sundays, a series designed to help empower and embody you to live your healthiest and most well life. In our springtime series upcoming, we're going to hopefully center around helping to spring you into your sensory awareness. We're going to bring you through different ways to meet your body, sense your body, and hopefully give you some strategies to help to alleviate tension, alleviate discomfort or stagnation in specific areas. Within the next month or so of our Self-Care Sundays, there will also be 2 in-person classes with our massage therapist, Christine Shaw, who will be teaching Self-Massage 1 on April 14th, which is also a Sunday, and Sunday, April 28th, she'll be teaching the second part of the series, Self-Massage 2. Definitely look at our clinic or visit our website for more information on how to sign up for those. Today, we are going to be talking about the first piece of kind of meeting your body, and that's your lymphatic system and how to facilitate flow within your body. This becomes imperative and very important after injury or after and alongside body work. After injury, our body has an inflammation response, which is part of the natural process of healing, but we want to make sure that that inflammation, all of those kind of helper cells, helper molecules that are coming to help to kind of fight or create the inflammatory response to help kind of clear and then build new tissue. We want to make sure that those waste products or those things that are no longer needed, those dead cells, can leave. Our lymphatic system is imperative and important for that removal of inflammation, that removal of waste. It's also important for delivering nutrition to specific tissues. So again, very important for healing and also very important after body work when we might be kind of creating a localized inflammation response or relieving kind of adhered scar tissue that then kind of releases inflammation into the system. We want to make sure that that clears through. So our lymphatic system is kind of the underrated, under talked about system that helps to kind of keep flow moving through our body, help us to fight infection, help us to fight edema, inflammation, and help us with our energy and vitality levels, right? If our body's spending so much time thinking or trying to kind of clear inflammation or create pressure to push stagnation through, that's less energy to spend on things that might make us help to feel like we're thriving instead of just surviving. Today we're going to talk about different techniques that you can do to help to stimulate and assist the flow of our lymphatic system. Our circulatory system has our heart that helps to pump blood through 2 different parts of our body. Our lymphatic system doesn't have that. It flows through our movement, right? Our lymphatic vessels and our lymph nodes are embedded within our fascia, and our fascia contracts and relaxes with our movement. Gentle movements, walking, breathing. This all helps to kind of expand or contract our fascia as well as relax. It could go either way, right? Contract and kind of shorten, or relax and lengthen. Combination of different movements that our fascia can do, but all of that helps to kind of pump the lymph through our bodies. Today we're going to be talking specifically about our lymph nodes, the collection centers of our lymphatic system. These are kind of like the cups that help to kind of take that fluid and push it through to the appropriate place, help to kind of filter some of those toxins, help to kind of transport it to the next location. They're like bridges, funnels, whatever you want to call them. They are the centers that are collections. We have 6 major points within our body, and I just want to say ahead of time that some of the techniques that we're going to go through are adopted from Dr. Perry Nicholson, who is a chiropractor who came up with his theory of his presentation of the big 6 is what he calls them. But there are 6 points in our body that our lymph nodes are centered around. The main terminus, the end space where everything wants to go, the last stop on the train, is right about here, right about above and below, kind of behind our clavicles. Most of our lymph wants to drain to our left side of our body, our thoracic duct, and then our right lymphatic duct also collects our lymph as it kind of recirculates into our circulatory system, as well as from our circulatory system excreting the waste through 3 ways: our blood, our stool, our urine, and our sweat. So we're going to talk about the 6 main points and how to stimulate them. There are 3 techniques to stimulate these lymph nodes. They're tapping, so tapping either with an open hand or a cup, or with your fingertips, tapping. There's kind of strokes, or horizontal or vertical, creating friction, kind of lifting the skin, stretching the skin a little bit, as well as circular strokes. So that's more, again, lifting the skin, but stretching it in maybe a different direction, and you can go either way. So those are the 3 techniques: tapping, horizontal or vertical strokes, and then circles. We're gonna go through each of those 3 techniques in the 6 of the spaces. So the order matters. We wanna clear the traffic jam where everything wants to flow. We wanna clear that first. We wanna clear the traffic jam so as new fluid comes in, this is clear. We wanna create a low pressure system. We don't want our system to have to be working so hard to push and creating resistance. We want more ease, more flow. So first space is above and below the clavicle. You're going to tap. And now we're creating a bit of reverberation, right? I want to be able to hear my tapping. So it's not so light that I can't hear it. It can be a little bit harder, but we're not whacking, right? We don't want to create too much pain. It's a gentle but firm tap. Then we might start stroking. When you're creating friction, lifting the skin, you can go horizontally or vertically, and make sure you go above and below your clavicle. So now I'm above, kind of in that upper trap region, kind of that ridge of muscle at the top of our shoulder. Creating friction. Good, and then maybe some circles. And take some time to kind of feel, what are you feeling in this area? Are you feeling tenderness or tightness? Are you feeling swelling, inflammation? Some of the techniques that we'll go over throughout the rest of our self-care Sundays will help to alleviate some of the tension, but also the consistency of doing the big 6, of doing kind of these manual lymph clearing techniques will help to remove some of that fluid, right? We're stimulating the lymphatic system to help that flow. Consistency is key. Second point, behind our jawline, behind our ear, kind of right where our jaw meets this bigger muscle that goes up behind our ear. So we're gonna start by tapping, maybe tapping along the jawline, tapping behind the head where the neck meets the skull, tapping. You might notice that you start to swallow more in this space. This is a very important part because this collection of our lymph nodes help to also transport our lymph from our central nervous system, from our brain and from our spinal cord. Let's go to strokes. So again, I'm kind of maybe taking the pads of my fingers and I'm going horizontally or vertically. You can go behind the head. Maybe along the jawline, I create like a bit of a pinch, thumb and kind of edge of my finger, and just kind of go along the jawline. And then maybe I'll switch to circles. So I'm creating circular motion. Again, behind the head. And then I like to finish with a bit of what I call raking. So I want to give it a direction of flow. We want to encourage it to go down. So I finish with just downward strokes along the side of my neck and along the back of my neck. And I'm applying a bit of pressure. Again, I'm just trying to kind of create a little dimpling in the skin and just downward strokes. So those are the top 2. We're going to go to our third one, which is the armpits. I'm going to create a cup and I'm going to go cup to cup. So my armpit and my hand, we're gonna create a tapping or clapping noise. And maybe you can go kind of down onto the ribs or the shoulder blade, maybe in the front of the armpit. Kind of explore the different corners, the different region of the armpit. Maybe switch sides and notice, what does it feel left to right? Are you feeling more tender or swollen or tension on one side or the other? More tension in the front of the armpit or the back? You know, use this time to get to know your body, explore. What sensations are you feeling with each of these techniques? Tapping, stroking. With the stroking on this side, I kind of create a bit of a knife's edge with my hand and just stroke. Creating, again, a bit of dimpling in the skin. Almost like I have an itch. And then maybe I'll do circles. Maybe come down to the ribs, switching directions. Again, make it a bit playful. There's no right way, or there are many right ways. The only wrong way to do this is to not do it. So consistency is key. Good. So those are our top three. The next one is our abdomen. So as our rib, if you feel your rib cage, as your rib kind of make that upside down V, if you were to give someone the Heimlich, or that soft space at the tip of the V just below it, bring your heel of your hand and then your other hand on top. And we're gonna put a little bit of downward pressure here, just light. It's not crazy, but try to make the abs relaxed, make the stomach relaxed as you do this. I'm starting with strokes, because it doesn't matter if you start with strokes or taps. Again, you can go horizontal, vertical. Maybe I'll do taps next. Now I'm using a bit of like the tips of my finger here. Making sure I'm breathing, helping with the pump. That movement helps our lymph pump through the vessels into our lymph nodes. So make sure you're breathing throughout this. And then maybe I'll switch to circles. I like having one hand on top of the other for this to create a little bit more pressure than maybe I was up here, just because there's a lot more going on in our abdomen, our viscera, skin. And I'm switching directions. Okay. The next space is our groin, our kind of bikini line, if so, where our thighs meet our pelvis. So I'm gonna stand so y'all can see it. And so we're gonna start with taps. You can also do this sitting, kind of reclined. And then maybe strokes. Again, you can go horizontal, you can go vertical. And then circles. So moving in a bit of a circle motion, switch directions. That's number 5. The last one is going to be behind our knees, or our knee pits. Again, I'm going cup to cup and tapping to start. Maybe try tapping on more the outside of your knee, more the inside of your knee. And then strokes. You can go up and down between hip and foot, or you can vertical side to side, or sorry, horizontal side to side. And then circles. I'm going counterclockwise on one, clockwise on the other. You know, make it a brain game too. Again, make it playful. Explore. Maybe seeing, okay, does the outside of my knee feel more swollen or more tender? Does the inside of my knee feel more swollen or tender? Does my right or my left, do they feel different? What do you notice? Good. Then we're gonna finish with a way to help that pump, help that movement flow. We're gonna do some heel raises. I don't think you can see me in this video, but we're gonna come up onto our toes and then kind of let the heels gently drop to the ground, creating a bit of a bounce. And you might feel in your body that kind of vibration, that reverberation, and that pump. Take a deep breath. You might be feeling a bit tingly. You might be feeling that you're swallowing more, sweating more. You might feel heat. Those are all good signs that there's movement happening. With this manual lymph drainage, I should say that it may flush some things, meaning that you may urinate more. You may notice changes in your bowel movements. You may notice differences in your sweating patterns, whether that's the smell, the amount of your sweat. It's not going to be forever, and it doesn't mean if it doesn't happen that you're not flushing those things. But as Dr. Perry Nicholson will say, it's better out than in. We're helping to remove that waste, remove those toxins from our system. So it is a normal response if you're noticing changes in those pieces. So I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to our first Self-Care Sundays of our Spring into Sensory Awareness. And stay tuned for upcoming videos on self-massage and kind of self-relaxation techniques, as well as our in-person classes with our massage therapist, Christine Shaw, on the 14th and 28th of April. Okay, have a wonderful Sunday. Goodbye.